In today's video, we're going to be talking about root clipping, and this is a technique that helps you get a little more volume at your roots or your crown. So, if you're constantly suffering with flat roots, then keep watching. Okay, so full disclosure, I'm having to film this bit again because the last time I filmed this, the audio was crap and so was the lighting. So I'm trying this again. As you already know, I like to part my hair in the middle and then style it. This just makes sense for me because I generally wear my hair in the middle. However, this technique of root clipping you could also do if you're upside down styling. My neighbor switched on the AC again, but let's power through it. Alright, so as you know, I generally style my hair on a middle part, and this makes sense to me because I like to wear my hair on a middle part and I just feel like it falls way better. No matter what styling technique you're using, you can definitely make root clipping work for you. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go this way. But if you style your hair at the back, or let's say you upside down style and all of your hair is directed at the back, then all you have to do is root clip that way with your hair at the back. For me, it's just easier because as you can see, I have these parts on my hair. When my hair dries, I'm not left with these parts because I generally fluff my roots, and so it's never really a problem. That being said, let's start. So for root clipping, you can use small clips like these, or you can use the traditional root clips. And I'm just going to use both to show you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take a bit of hair and I'm going to start clipping. And there are three ways in which you can do this. Either you clip from on top of the clump, or you clip from below the clump, or you just take the hair, lift it up a bit and then clip. It totally depends on what you're comfortable with. If you feel like it's easier for you to clip from on top, then do that. If you feel like no, it's just easier for me to clip from the bottom, so let's say this is a section of clumps that I have. If I want to clip from the bottom, this is what I do. Let me show you another section. This time I'm going to clip from on top of the clump. Alright, hang on. It would be so much easier if I did this and I had a big mirror, but I don't know how that's possible. So let me just check out the viewfinder and clip. And as you can see, what I've done is I've gone from on top of the clump, and over here what I've done is I've gone from under the clump. As long as you're causing the root to get lifted a bit, you're totally fine. Right, and the most important thing that I completely forgot to say is I do not do this on soaking wet hair. I generally style my hair and then I plop my hair. Once I take out the plop, I wait for a bit for my hair to be slightly on the drier side, at least to get it to a point where I'm able to touch the clumps and I'm not scared that I'm going to mess up my clumps. Another reason I don't do this on wet hair is because let's say your hair is wet, the gel is still wet, and then you put a clip onto it. Then when the gel dries, it dries and it gets stuck to the clip. And so then taking out the clip when the gel and the hair and the clip is like fused together and hardened, that becomes really difficult. And so what I'll recommend is wait for your hair to dry a tiny bit, see that a little cast is formed, and then only start root clipping. You want to get to a position where you're able to touch your hair and you're not scared of touching it and ruining it. That way you'll know for sure that even if you're root clipping, you're really not going to be messing up your hair. When you're root clipping, then it's always better to make sure that a cast is already formed, so that by you disturbing the hair, it's not going to make a huge difference. You're not going to completely mess up your clumps altogether. I don't have a mirror, so this will have to work. So what I did over here is I clipped from under and here I clipped from the top. What you could also do is take your hair, lift it up slightly and then clip. Can you see how that's gotten lifted? And my recommendation, of course, would be to be in front of a mirror when you're doing this. So lift and clip. I have done my fair share of experimenting with root clipping. And what I've noticed is it doesn't matter if you clip from on top, it doesn't matter if you go under the clump and clip, and it doesn't matter if you lift and clip. It gives you the same results. You're not going to mess your hair up. As long as you wait for the gel cast to form and then go in, you're totally fine. Essentially, what you're trying to do with root clipping is you're trying to direct your hair a little upwards. You're trying to give your hair a bit of lift at the root. It doesn't really matter which technique you use to root clip your hair. Ultimately, in my opinion, they give me similar results. So you can go with anyone. So what I'm going to do here is, again, I'm going to take this section. I'm going to lift this up a tiny bit so that you can see, and I'm going to go under the clump and I'm going to root clip. Can you see what I did there? And for my next section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the section of hair. So let's say it's this section. Lift and over. And for the last bit here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this entire section here. So I'm holding it from here, lifting, and then clipping. What I'm going to do for the side sections is, I'll just go underneath a section of hair. And basically the only reason I'm able to do this right now is because the gel cast is already formed. Me touching my hair like this is not going to disturb my clumps. It's pretty hard already. If you plan to do this on super wet hair, I can't guarantee the same results. So yeah, what I'm going to do here is, next to my ears, this section of hair right on top of my ears. Since this is convenient, I'm just going to go under the section. Hang on. Can we see what's happening? Can you see how there's like a bit of lift? All right. And there's no problem if you diffuse over the root clips. It doesn't make a difference. I do it all the time. However, today I'm not going to diffuse because obviously I want to show you the results of root clipping and not root clipping with diffusing hair, if that makes sense. Right, so how long should you keep the root clips on for? Technically, you can keep it on for as long as possible. If you want to keep this on till your hair is completely dry, as in like bone dry, then go for it. Let's say you feel like you don't want to keep the root clips on the whole way and you feel like you just want to keep it on halfway till your hair dries, then that is also totally fine. What I've noticed is it really doesn't make a difference how long you keep them on for. And the technique also does not really make a difference. The results are pretty much similar when it comes to my hair. I guess what you could do is experiment. I cannot escape bad audio. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't really make a difference how long you keep them on for. I've noticed that the results are pretty similar. I don't see any differences. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the subject? Anyway, I'll see you when my hair is completely dry. My hair is all dry now and I'm just going to take out the root clips. This is what my hair is looking like. This is what it looks like when I put it all to the side. Let me know if you guys can see a difference in the amount of lift that I'm getting today. I feel like the space here is quite a bit, a little more than normal, I think. I definitely see a difference. Let me know what you guys think. Would you say that this is a little different from my regular results? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, then there's a very good chance that you might enjoy one of these. And feel free to go through my channel. You'll find so much content if you're interested in hair care.